going to work. Okay, right here.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to play our lovely open.
Okay.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm back in California.
My goodness, that was a trip.
I know. We did the drive straight to California, 16 hours.
Whoa, that's a long time. And everyone stayed in the car for 16 hours?
Well, we did get out and run around and stretch out a little bit and had to get gas, but that was about it. We packed all the food and it was kind of crazy, but
yeah, that's intense.
To do it. Yeah. So, but we did it. We did it. We sang a lot of musicals out loud, especially towards the end. Mary Poppins. My daughter likes the new Mary Poppins, so we listened a lot to that.
Good.
It was super fun. But I miss you guys. I miss New Mexico. Wah, wah.
Yeah. How is it there? Is it hot?
It's beautiful. I mean, it was really hot in New Mexico. I know that was unusual, but it was really bad. Here I think it's 80 today.
Oh, that's nice.
Coastal breezes, not too bad. It's really nice. So it's all good.
Cool.
Yeah. So today I just went into my garden, and one of these days we'll take the camera out there.
Yeah.
What I'm going to show everybody today, I have some beautiful opal amethyst basil. So this is a purple basil in the Genovese family. So it tastes very similar to green basil. It's just this really pretty deep purple color. I've got some mint, 2 varieties of mint. I have some parsley. I have these really sweet little chamomile flowers, which you know from tea, but fresh. Mm-hmm. They're delicious. They have a nice honey flavor to them. I've got some marigolds, also edible flowers. I've got cucumbers coming out of my ears because everybody does that every year. And I have beautiful heirloom tomatoes. So these are all the things, if you planted your garden in March, April, May, you're all enjoying right now. So I thought what we do today is I'm going to show you how to do a base for a cucumber and tomato salad. We're going to do orzo today because I love orzo and we'll eat this for dinner. But you can do this with rice. You can do this with bow tie pasta, or you can just cut up a lot more cucumbers and tomatoes and just do it that way without any carbs. You can do. Some people like to do the zucchini pasta. If you have one of those spinners that makes it look like
spiralizer, yeah,
it makes it look like pasta. That's a really fun thing to do. So I just saute the spirals a little bit so they get a little brown, and then you can add all this. So there's lots of things you can do. So I thought one of the things people always ask us, Lisa and Deborah, I'm sure you get this too, is that you guys just know how to cook, and it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And the truth is, a lot of it is just these base sauces, and then you can kind of add different things to what you have, The other fun ingredient we're going to use today are lemon cucumbers. I don't know if anybody.
I love lemon.
These I love at the farmer's market.
I grow those. I love them.
Bella loves cucumbers, so I grew them last year. I didn't have a chance to grow them this year. But if you see these at the market, they look very similar to a lemon. And when we cut them open, you'll see they have seasoned sides, and they're delicious. They have a tiny lemon flavor, but it's just a nice, bright cucumber flavor. So this is fun stuff too. You can throw in at that you find at the farmer's market, or if your neighbors have overplanted and they're inundating you with things, you can add that stuff too. It's a good way to clean out your farmer's market bin. Yeah. So that's what's on deck today. So we are going to start by chopping.
Yay!
Keep your fingers. So look at these. This is my friend Joni grew these cucumbers. So these ones are from the farmer's market. All right.
Yeah. Those are nice though.
I know. They're all good, right? They all
is her cucumber like a Persian cucumber, or is it a regular cucumber?
It's a type of. I used to grow one called Diva, cucumbers, of course. And divas are the smaller, we're not pickling cucumbers. They're delicious. You don't have to peel them. They're so good. So diva is a great homegrown varietal. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add olive oil and vinegar. Now, if you remember, this is an herbs de Moraga concoction we did on the show. So I still have this. So we're going to put this in the bottom of this lovely 60s, 70s bowl. That's so cute.
It's so cool.
Isn't that a great bowl? I use it all the time for entertainment. So we're going to do we're going to make quite a bit here today. So I'm going to do see these measuring cups, Deborah? Did you see that?
I love the measuring cups. I love the ones you gave Lisa.
So we're actually going to measure today. So we're going to do, well, sort of, a little short of a third cup of oil.
See, on Corona Kitchen, it's all about not beating yourself up if the measurement doesn't measure up. You know, like what just happened.
This kind of food, like these where you're doing base sauces with lots of herbs and carbs, it's really a lot of it depends on what you like. You know, you can do. I personally like things a little more heavy on the vinegar and heavy on the salt. I'm a salt and vinegar. So
me too.
If that's not you, then you can add more lemon juice or olive oil, whatever you like. So this is some basil vinegar that we also made on the show when we did the infused basil. So I'm going to add a third of a cup of this as well. So basically what we've done, as you can see at the bottom of the bowl, is now we have our little olive oil and vinegar mix. And since those already have some flavors in it, if you don't have access to a lot of fresh herbs, you can just do this. You can just use your infused oils. So what I like to do, I've already cooked the orzo.
Yum.
And you want it to cool a little bit. You don't want to put anything hot directly in because then you're going to start to cook the cucumbers and the tomatoes. So I like to put my cucumbers and tomatoes in first so they're sitting in the vinaigrette and they start to absorb some of that flavor. So we can do, I know a lot of people like to peel their cucumbers. I'm not a huge peeling cucumber fan.
It depends for me if it's the really thick cucumber skin. I go like every other, and I make stripes.
So funny, Debriana. I'm the stripy cucumber too.
You can if you like. We can. I find you slice them really thin. I can't tell. So it's up to you. So I'm going to do these rounds here, and we're just going to toss them right into the bowl. So you don't have to. It's not. This is 2 dishes. I only have to clean after this is done. Which is good. So this is a lemon cucumber. I'm going to cut this in half so you can see what it looks like on the inside.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love those. And I eat them like apples.
Yeah, all the seeds, everything's edible. The skin's edible. Sometimes, like the skin on this one's a little rough and bumpy. So I'm just going to take my knife and peel it around here just to clean up some of that stuff. If you have a nice smooth one, you can eat the peel if you like, but it's up to you. It depends on whatever you prefer. So we're going to slice this too. Put those in there.
Cucumbers are really good for you.
Apparently, my kids, people always ask me, how did I get my kids to eat vegetables? And I was like, I grew them. And that thing was more exciting to a toddler than to pull a plant off, that you can't tell them to do anything. Like, don't touch this, don't touch that. Oh, well, but I can go in this garden and just pull off stuff and eat it. They loved it. So it's a great way to get your kids to eat veggies and fruits, what they can pick them themselves. They love it. And if you don't have it yourself, you can always, there's so many fun little local farms that do pick your own now. It's fun they can go do it there too.
Yeah, we grew up doing pick your own.
So I'm going to take my spoon here and I'm just going to mix this, these cucumbers just to make sure they're all covered in that olive oil and vinegar mixture. Okay. And then I'm going to start with my tomatoes. Same thing with the tomatoes. And this stuff can also stay in the refrigerator for at least 2 or 3 days. So this is these beautiful, look at these gorgeous heirloom tomatoes.
I love them. They're so pretty.
I like to take a tomato and just put like salt and pepper and a little balsamic vinegar and oil on it. And there's just really nothing better than that.
Honestly, you could stop about right here and just eat this, right?
Yeah.
And you can just call it right there.
Yep.
But
Holly, how do you slice your tomatoes? What's the best way to do it so they don't? Because some people, slice incorrectly where the whole inside falls out, or
you want to be the biggest thing you want to be careful is with your knife. If you cut on the smooth side, you better have these are these fancy Japanese knives.
Yeah.
So they're super sharp. But if you don't have a super sharp knife, always cut on the inside first. And same with bell peppers, because the outside is kind of waxy, and you don't want to have your knife slip and hurt yourself. I like to just slice mine in these like this. Yeah, this way they're kind of contained.
Yeah.
But it's up to you. The heirlooms are a little tricky to slice because
they're all misshapen. Yeah.
So as you can see, this is what's left of mine, the little top. I just kind of slice around and then keep it on, just take the pieces that I sliced around and then just slice them long ways. Okay, same thing. Let's give it a toss. There's your hands. Well, make sure your hands get wash my hands.
That's our 2020 motto theme song. Wash your hands.
Seriously. So next step is always, you want to salt and pepper along the way. So we do have the acid of the vinegar, but I'm going to add my lemon basil salt since this is an herb thing. So this has lemon basil, which is a variety of basil that has a lemony scent to it. It's wonderful. So we're going to add a pinch or two and swirl it. Do a little swirl. All right,
so when you made the lemon basil salt, did you freeze dry the basil first?
It's dehydrated.
Yeah. And sorry, that's what I meant to say. Yeah.
We're also going to do a little bit of
freezer. I have a freezer brain.
You do. It's all frozen. It's not frozen. You don't need to freeze it. You can do it fresh too. It just this is the salt I like for the salad. So same thing. Yeah. Toss. So now you're letting your cucumbers and your tomatoes just sort of rest in this sauce. Now that we've salted it, that's going to also release some of the liquid from the tomatoes and from the cucumbers. So don't be alarmed if all of a sudden it looks like you have double the amount of liquid in there. That's okay. That all is going to taste delicious. And when we put the orzo in, or if you put the rice or whatever you add to it, it's going to absorb in that. Okay, so don't panic. All right.
Yum, I want some of that salad right now.
I know. So next we're going to take
summer in a bowl.
I know, it's so good. And again, this is why I love this salad. And this is why when people are like, I don't know how to cook, and you just whip this stuff up. And I said, well, it's just because this is just a base. So think of layering your flavors and the things that you like to eat. So some people, you could add feta cheese to this or goat's cheese if you want to add a little bit of tang to it. And add a little bit of oregano, and voila, you have a Greek themed, flavor profile if you'd like. So I'm going to chop up the mint, and we've got about a tablespoon of mint here. I'm going to put that in. I just love mint in salads. Then we're going to take our beautiful amethyst basil, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut up about a tablespoon of this. So with your knife, remember it's point down